In this video, tea blind tasting, we're gonna check if this guy is actually a tea expert as he pretends to be. Keep watching.
Of course I am.
Oh, slow. I hope so.
Yeah, it's stronger. I tell you it's not easy. Okay. So I say it is. Okay. And oh Jesus, it's so bright here.
Hi guys, I'm Caroline. I'm not from nannuoshan, but this guy is, and he pretends to be a tea expert, and so this is what we want to check.
Hi guys. So we haven't started yet. Exactly what we are doing today is a blind tea tasting, and the reason why I want to do that is to show you, first of all, that it's not very easy, and second, why it is so important. So we do sometimes blind tea tasting among us, and the reason why we do that is that it's very easy to taste something in the tea if you know what you're supposed to be tasting. So when you buy a new tea, you read the description on the website, for example, or you make your search online, and then it tells you, for example, that the rock tea tastes very mineral, that is roasted, that is floral and reminds lily flower, for example, and then you taste the tea, oh, you say, wow, it's really mineral, it's really roasted, and so on, yeah, because you make association not necessarily only with the tea, but also with what you have read about it. And when you start doing blind tea tasting, everyone becomes more uncertain. And when you're really able to distinguish tea blind is when you have really learned how a tea tastes. And it helps you also improving your ability to distinguish different tastes. And when you're able to distinguish different tastes, you will also appreciate them more and more and more. Another reason is that, as you know, among tea experts, among tea freaks, there are many of us that pretend to know a lot of things about the tea. So sometimes you do like tea session and you have a friend or maybe someone that usually knows more about tea than you, that tastes the tea and tells you, oh, this is for sure a gushu, this is a puer gushu, I believe it was harvested in 2006, certainly not 2007, 2006, it must be beginning of the spring, and I think it comes from the northern side of nannuoshan, for example, yeah, and you cannot say anything about that because you cannot prove him wrong, yeah, and usually they are good at convincing you that they are telling the right things. They are so convinced that actually they are convinced themselves of what they are saying, so it's very hard to prove them wrong. But then when you do blind tea tasting with them is when the truth comes out. And I remember a few situations. I remember once I was with a group of guys that appreciate very much the Taiwanese tea oolong from a very famous tea master. I know that some of you know who I'm talking about. And at that time, they didn't know that I have, or actually nannuoshan has some teas of that tea master. So what I did, I brought some Taiwan oolong to our common tea tasting without telling them anything, yeah. Actually, I even don't know if they know this story. So I brought these teas and then we tasted them together and they were saying, yeah, you know, it's kind of good, but I mean, the tea from the tea master is so much better. And actually they were drinking exactly that same tea. All right, so what we have here, we are at my home, my place, and here on my left hand side I have a cupboard with many different teas. So we have on one side, outside the central section, we have some heicha and shu puer and other heicha. And then while we're moving in the central section, I have any other kind of tea. From the top right, there are maybe 20 black tea, a couple of yellow tea, many dansongs, maybe 20 dansongs, a lot of white tea on the top left. And then if you go on the bottom side, we have on the right, shampuer, then there are a lot of rock teas, we have then oolong from southern Fujian, Minnan oolong, and then on the very left old Taiwan oolongs. And then I also have a fridge where I keep my green tea. It's just behind Caroline actually, and in that fridge I have about 25 different green teas. So all in all, in this room, there are about 100 different teas. And I have to say that I even don't have tasted all of them because some are samples that I received in China that I just brought here. And also those that I've drunk, some of them I might not have been drinking them for maybe a couple of years. So it's not so easy, despite being my tea, you know, I have a lot of tea, so it's not so easy to tell them apart. So now I put this back on, and now it's Caroline's turn to show you what she has selected, preparing the tea for me, and then we'll see if I'm able to tell them apart, yeah. So Caroline, your turn.
Yes. So my turn. So first, let's check that you cannot see anything. Okay. Don't cheat.
No, I cannot see. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And my nose is free, which is also very important for the tasting.
Okay. So I'm gonna show you actually the tea first, the way it looks when it's still packaged.
Did you show it, Caroline? It's pretty weird to be actually in front of the camera and not be able to see anything.
Here is actually how it looks.
In the lotus, or?
In the lotus.
Yeah, so she put already the leaves in the lotus when I was outside of this room, so that we make sure that I'm not, I don't know what there is in there. Because, you know, if I come here and then she starts unpacking just from hearing what she's doing, I might find out if it is, for example, a pu'er or another tea, yeah.
Maybe just with the sound you probably already had some indication, but let's see.
No, I don't think so. At least I cannot tell much.
Okay.
The water is already warm?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's go. And I say, with this video, actually, I don't want to prove that I'm good at recognizing tea. It is really hard, so I might be completely wrong at the end. But what is important is just to realize that it is very difficult, and use this blind tasting as a way of improving your tea knowledge. And also to check out what other things do, what other person do. I remember once I was in Anji to buy Anji by Cha, and the farmer actually was pretending that the tea that was harvested earlier was much better than the other two that she was preparing to me. And for me, actually, the cheapest one was better. Wait, I just finished the story. The cheapest one was better, and then what I did her a blind tasting. I prepared the 3 teas without she knowing which one was the best, and she picked also the cheapest of the 3. So
here we go. Now,
do you already
ready to smell?
Yes.
Sorry,
you already brewed
I'm going to give you the lid now.
Okay.
Do you want to put it in your hand? I don't know if you prefer. Yeah.
Very aromatic. Well, I can just tell. I know this tea. It's so good. It's so extremely sweet, floral. Oh, it's good. I don't know what is that.
Smell the leaves. I will smell too.
In the leaves, the smell is a bit more intense, so you lose a little bit of that sweetness that you have in the lid, but it's still extremely aromatic. What I try usually to narrow my selection is excluding things. It's much easier to tell what something is not than tell what something is. So,
can you exclude something already?
Yes, this is not a white tea, this is not a green tea, this is not a yellow tea. This is not a pu'er, this is not a heicha. So what we have left? Do we have only oolong and black tea left?
Yes, I guess so, yeah.
I think so. So it is either a very peculiar black tea, very aromatic, which at the moment I don't think so, but I will have to taste, and or it is a oolong. And if it is a oolong, of course, it's a little bit more difficult. Because the oolong, the oolong is a wide range of different taste.
So this is the
It was
color
warm though. It didn't have any green taste in it. You know what I mean? It doesn't have any grassy notes or so. But at least in the fragrance, let's see I'm curious to test.
Okay. You don't want to smell again? You want to taste directly?
Yeah, just taste it. Yeah.
Just taste. Okay.
The white cup are you giving me or which
no,
one?
not yet. I need to fill the cup.
Okay. Yeah, please give me the small cup, the white one. I choose that one because it's small, so that it has, let's say, a little bit of intensity of taste and smell. But I just checked before that I can fit both my mouth and my nose in it, so that when I drink, I'm able also to smell what I'm drinking.
So,
ready?
Yes. Is this that? Yeah.
Yeah, it has the same taste as the fragrance. It is, as always the case, the fragrance is a little bit more crispy and more floral, but this still is. Wow, the empty cup goes back to the smell that the lid had. Although I don't like the comparison, it reminds me the sweetness of marshmallows, actually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you also drinking it?
Yes, I'm drinking it. Yeah.
All right. So
you want a bit more, like of the first steep, or
yeah, we can go a little bit more of the first steep, and if you could steep the next one stronger.
Yes.
Even over steeping wouldn't be a
problem.
I will
try. We just are in Denver right now, so.
Right. Yeah. So what we do, we just cook the water at the maximum temperature we can get here, which is 94 degrees C, and then we are back with you guys. So just give us a minute. So we're back, the water is ready, so Caroline, you can go and do the strongest steeping, also because in the first steep, many teas are light and fragrant, and then sometime in following steeps, they change quite a bit. So what I can say is I'm tending pretty clearly towards oolong. I didn't had any malty notes in the tea that I had. And I know a few black tea that are floral, but they don't reach that level. And I say there is a little bit of background, of intensity missing for being a black tea. So saying that, concerning oolong, I would say is not a green oolong. So I would exclude things like jumping shuixian, very fresh Tieguanyin, so very green Tieguanyin, I would exclude. It could be a more traditional and deeply baked and oxidized Tieguanyin, but this is actually not the only thing that it could be. So I'm waiting the next steeps. Are you ready?
Are you smelling?
I don't know where you are. Oh wait, it's another cup.
It's just the lid.
The lid.
Sorry.
It's still so floral. I really like this thing.
No.
Sorry. You know, it's a little bit hard because there are so many oolongs. But I will definitely narrow down my choice. Did you make it stronger?
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah, it's stronger. Again, another one strong. So I try to narrow a little bit further down. I would say it is definitely not a heavily roasted rock tea. If it is a rock tea, they totally stayed on the floral side. But I have to say, rock tea is definitely not my first choice or my first guess. It could be a traditional Tieguanyin, one of Master Cheng's maybe, but also there I'm not 100% sure, and could of course also be a Dansong, that is where at the moment I'm more keen to go. If it is a Dansong, we have two different main kind of dansong. There is the bouquet style and the traditional style, the classic style. This would be definitely a bouquet style. But I have to, so it means more on the green side, on the floral side. But I just in the second step I started feeling something that could be of dansong. I have to see if the typical astringency and sour, how can I say, sour vegetal taste of dansongs come out. Oh no, I have the cup. Sorry.
Yes, here we go.
Let's see. I tell you, it's not easy. If I would know what we are drinking, I would be there telling you exactly how do you smell that is exactly that specific tea. But yeah, blind is a different story.
Here you go.
I put my nose too much deep in. So at the end, I cannot wait too long to make my call, right? Okay, so I say it is a dansong. Okay, and Jesus, which dansongs I have? I have so many there. It's hard. I have among the one that there are. We say that it is a green dansong. It means I would exclude things like classic Minanxiang and classic Xingrenxiang, although I know I have some that are not classic, so it could be. I narrow my choice. I have, that I remember, I have a ginger flower dansong. I have a Xingrenxiang that you guys don't know, but it actually is not made in the classic style, it's made in the floral style. I definitely have a Milanshan that could be. I have a Huangjixiang, or maybe a couple of. So here in this case, I would exclude the Huangjixiang just because, yeah, I don't know, I don't think it is. So I would say it's either the ginger flower or it is the Xingrenxiang, the one in the big bag. I have a Xingrenxiang that is in a big bag.
You can narrow it down even further. Go for it. Risk it.
So I say Xingrenxiang.
Xingrenxiang.
Yeah. Ah!
Damn it! It was the ginger flower.
Ginger flower. Shit. Oh Jesus! It's so bright here. Sorry, it's a bit loud now because we are opening the garage underneath my my room here. But I was close. I'm happy actually.
Oh God.
It's really a good team. So is a good point. I'm happy that you choose. Sorry, I'm happy. I'm still a little bit blind. I'm happy that you choose this tea, and you know why? Because we can use then this occasion to tell you something, guys. And I mean, it was not arranged, of course. It's this tea. Can you show me back the box that you have? Yeah. So this one, and I think it was the ginger flower, right? I don't remember what is written in here. I have to check. Did I write it somewhere?
The ginger or pomegranate flower, but
I think ginger flower, and so it's a kind of quite rare dancong that we discovered this year while we were together in Jingdezhen to find the tea pottery that you will see on nannuoshan. Oh, sorry, it's going down the garage. I'm very sorry about that, but we are not alone at home, and the other guys, we forgot telling them that we are recording. So anyway, what I wanted to say you is that this tea we discovered it when we were in Jingdezhen, and we bought some TEAWARE there, and a guy that is an artist that's produced some TEAWARE also is a lover of dancong.
Exactly.
And we liked it so much that I bought a few boxes of these. And now here we come to a problem. What happens when I go to China? I try to find tea for nannuoshan, and I also find tea for myself, like this one, that is actually not directly by the producer. You know, the nannuoshan we have only tea from the producer, is you for in second hand because I bought it from the artist. But it is so good. It is also so expensive, yeah, and it just I cannot sell it for nannuoshan. It would be too expensive. Just little quantity. I have 2 boxes like this, and one of the 2 was reserved by Matthias.
Oh, yeah.
I have still it here, but I have to bring it to Matthias. Matthias, I will do. And but we want to share this tea with you as well. So we are trying to find a way for those of you that are at least our customer, are subscribing our newsletter, are subscribing our YouTube channel, to give you the opportunity to taste those teas that when we are in China, we select for ourselves, but we cannot select for nannuoshan as well. So stay tuned, and very soon we will disclose probably in our newsletter how you can get a little bit of those very specialty. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this this blind tasting. I see that Caroline definitely did, yeah. Next time we should do another blind tasting the other direction. So I will be the one preparing, maybe Caroline has to guess. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and go ahead, try blind tea tasting. It's very important. It brings you to the next level. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, give us a thumbs up, and have a nice rest of your day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
War gut, ich war nicht so schlecht. Krass,
das ist
fast
richtig
geschafft. Aber es ist richtig gut. Das Tolle ist, dass am Anfang hattest du diese blumige Note, die rausgekommen sind. Und dann nur im zweiten Aufguss habe ich begonnen, ein bisschen diesen Dansong-Geschmack. Aber am Anfang war nicht da. Es war so rein.
Es dreht immer noch, ne?
Ja. Aber ist, ja, war gut. Ich habe mich gefreut. Es war nicht so leicht.